What's up guys, Brody here from 533. Today we're going to be continuing the build videos from all the frames we have here at 533. Today we're going to be building the TinyTrainer HD, which is a 3.5-inch quad we sell here that is just made to carry the bigger video systems like DJI and the Freestyle V2 by HD0 and of course Walksnail Avatar. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we go. For this build, you're going to need a 1.5 and a 2mm driver. This is what it should look like after you get everything out of the packaging. So the first thing you're gonna do is take your mid plate. You'll know this is your mid plate because you have the press nut sitting on top. This is orientation up, and then this would be the bottom of it, okay? So we're gonna start with it facing upwards. Or actually, you can turn it to where it's facing down. You're going to take these rigid pieces and put them in the bottom of this. Now these should slide in pretty easily, just like that. But if you do struggle a little bit, you can take the back end of your driver, just like this, and just kind of tap it in. That's one way you can get it if you're struggling a little bit with that piece. So now you can get this bottom plate, and you are going to want to align these two bigger holes with these two screw holes right there. So you're going, this has no specific orientation, so this can go like this or this, but you're just going to put it on like that. Clicks on just like so. So this is what you should be left with, this facing up, and then you should be able to see straight through these screw holes right here, just like that. The next step, you're going to set that down, and you're going to get the bag with the biggest, or I should say largest screws. These are like the thickest screws, not necessarily the longest, but definitely the thickest screws you're given. There should be 4 of them. Set those aside. Pick your plate back up and get one of your arms. And it doesn't really matter how you put these, like if what, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't really matter which one you do first. I'm just gonna start with this one right here. But as you can see, this has this little notch in it, and it's going to go inside of that little rigid piece that we put in the middle. So we're just gonna slide this in like that. And that slid in pretty easily. Sometimes you can struggle with that, sometimes it won't go all the way in, and you'll just take the back of your driver and kind of tap this end of your arm in. And it should line these holes up perfectly, just like that. Now that you've gotten that finished, you're going to repeat the process on all 4 sides. Okay, now that you got all your screws in, you can go ahead and tighten them down or torque them down as much as you like. I would just give it 1 twist turn torque. You don't want to strip the screw, but you definitely want it to be tight. Just like that, and this is what you should be left with. Something that looks exactly like this. Okay, the next step you're gonna get is you're gonna get this bag that has 1 screw in it. Get this out. You're going to get this little aluminum piece you're given in the bag, and you're going to put this aluminum, or you're gonna put this screw on the 2mm, and then you're going to get this aluminum piece, and you're going to orient it like this, to where the notch is on the front of it, and it's facing down. So just like that. Your frame, and you're going to have it facing upwards, so those screws are coming out the top like this, at the top of the press nuts. You're just going to slide the piece on like that, and then you're going to take this screw and thread it into the bottom of the frame. Tighten that down, and you should be left with something like this. Okay, now you're going to do your stack screws. You're going to get your next longest screws that you're given, so you can kind of hold all these screws up to each other, pick out which ones are the longest you're left with, and get those ones out of the bag. And then you're going to get your bag of 8 little plastic nuts. You're going to get 4 of these out. You don't need all 8. For your sack, at least. Yeah, it's 4. Okay, now that you got your stack screws and stack nuts out of the bag, we're going to be using the front mounting pattern on the TinyTrainer HD. The back one has this bigger for the 20 by 20, but this mounting pattern with these front 2 holes and then these singular holes right here is good enough for a 25.5 mounting pattern, which is for an AIO, of course, what you're going to be using with this. Then you're just going to thread it in through the bottom, get one of your nuts, thread it onto the screw, just like so. So it should be coming out of the top like this. And you're going to repeat this process on all 4 corners, or all 4 mounting holes. Okay, now that you have that done, it's going to look something like this. Okay, now that you got this, you're going to take the second longest screws, so you'll have 2 bags of screws left. The longest is for VTX, and the second longest is going to be for the back of this canopy and standoff situation. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you'll take all 4 out, spin to the side, and you're going to get the only standoffs you're provided with. Okay, and then you're going to get one of these screws, come to the back of the frame like this, and you're going to use the most back hole. And you're just going to tighten the standoff down. You should be able to hand do this. You shouldn't need a screw for this part, or a screwdriver. Do the exact same thing on the other side. And now that step is complete, just like that. Now what I did actually forget to say is that this will be included with your frame kit. It's the Canopy for the TinyTrainer HD. You will just want to get the headpiece out for this right now, or the main canopy, and you're going to get 2 motor screws out. I know it might sound weird, but just follow with me. Your motor screws. Then you're going to get your 1.5 and you're going to put one of your motor screws on it just like that. Set it off to the side. And then you're going to want to put the canopy on this front aluminum piece. The aluminum piece is just a little bit wider than the canopy is, so it's kind of like you gotta kind of like fit it on. Once you get it, it should stay on. So you just fit it on like that. And then you're going to want to line up the hole in the side of the canopy. I can show you these holes with the hole in the side of the aluminum piece. So you're just going to want to line up those holes. Just like that. Get your 1.5 and you're going to want to go over the arm. You're going to want to go over the arm like this. Straight into that screw hole. Tighten it down. And if it's not going all the way through, then odds are you probably don't have the hole lined up. So just keep kind of wiggling it around. So now you can see it's threading. Just like that. So now it's tightened, and just do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, now it's both tightened. Now for your last step, you're going to take these 2 screws you got out for the standoff, feature 1.5, and you're going to tighten these screws down on the back of your frame right here, on the back of the canopy. Just set it in like that. Screw that in just like so. And there you have it. You have the TinyTrainer HD 3.5-inch frame from 533. Okay guys, thank you for watching the TinyTrainer HD build guide. If you have any further questions, comments, or concerns about this frame, or really anything going around in the shop, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Me and Evan are going in there and checking them frequently to answer any questions you guys might have. But if that's all, then yeah. Of course, my name's Brody. If you want to see any of the content that I make, like sim racing or real life racing, that's going to be on Foshi FPV, which is my Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that's it.